Hi, Alan.
Hi, Mario's not in the meeting.
I don't know. I haven't.
Says
Just
host
us.
is not in the host is not in the meeting. Okay. I guess you'll be stuck to saying the shirt tonight.
I'll wait for Ernie.
Okay.
Yeah. How the Seahawks doing this year?
Fair. They lost the first game pretty badly to the Rams, and then they won the next two games, but barely.
Okay.
They beat Detroit, and then they beat I forgot the other team.
Oh, Detroit's pretty good too. Okay, that's good.
They were very good. They beat Detroit. They were pretty good because Detroit beat who Detroit beat?
They're beating the Packers now.
Oh, they are? Oh,
yeah.
Oh.
34-17. Yeah.
Which channel was it on?
It's on. I don't know. It's on
Fox?
No, it's weird. It's on Amazon.
Oh, you got to pay for it.
No, it's free. Well, if you have Amazon Prime, you can get it. But now it's all over the place. Like YouTube has, it's too complicated.
Right. Yeah. Crazy. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so we're on Mem Daled 44. Tomorrow we're going to learn at 5:00.
And it took us basically an hour before Mincha.
Yeah, sure. And we're going to learn in Johnny's sukkah.
Oh, we're learning at Johnny's, not in Shul.
Well, traditionally we've learned at Johnny's because it's right next to the shul.
What time? Well, we'll see with the time.
So what time is Mincha?
Mincha is going to be about 6:30, so about 5:30.
Okay, 5:30.
Actually, Mincha might be 6:20 now because it's Shabbos. I forgot.
I still do it at 5:30.
And that's both Shabbos and Sunday, right?
Shabbos and Sunday, yes.
Okay.
So we're on.
I'll make sure I have the refreshments ready.
We're on Mem.
The tequila.
Tequila. You're not getting tequila. I don't have tequila here.
It's all locked up in your house.
I'll give you some scotch. Yeah. You're a tequila man, huh? Maybe I have tequila. I probably do. Okay.
Okay, Mem Daled. Tanim and I Rusin. Let's say there's a minor daughter who's been married off by her father, and then her husband dies, and she falls to the brother. Ein oisen ba maimer el midas aviv. If the remaining brother wants to do maimer, which is basically kiddushin prior to, which is basically staking her out for himself to do the yibum, he has to inform the father. However, Nara, a Nara, a girl between 12 and 12 and a half, the father doesn't necessarily have to know about it. Masha'en can be kiddushin. But comes out from here that a Nara can accept Maimer on her own. So that's a Eli'iyat Marhachiyat. Amr Rav Yitzchak Rav Chanina. My time Rav Yochanan, I'll leave Rabbanan. Kiddushin to midaita. Kiddushin has to be with her will, with her acceptance. So then, her father only accepts Kiddushin and not her, because the Kiddushin is totally in him. Gerushin de Bal Korcha, but a get, which can be done even against her will. So it can be given either to her or to the father. And Hare Maimer Daita. Maimer is also something that she has to be aware of. Uktani bein hi uvein avia. So that goes.
Why, if Kiddushin is midaita, can it be given to the Abba? Doesn't she have to agree?
Maimer, she has to agree. Yes, like regular Kiddushin.
But it says daita. It has to be. But then we said no. The daita means has to be given only to her viha.
Because it has to do with the concept of, can she be forced into it or not? If she can't be forced into it, then it goes to the father.
Even though she could say no and he could say yes?
The father always has that reshus to say yes, even it.
So when we say she can't be forced into it, that really means the father can't be forced into it.
We learned a few days ago that midoraisa it works, but Chazal don't want a father to accept Kiddushin without her will. So we want her to get old enough and say, yeah, I want to get married to that guy. But that's only rabbinic. Midoraisa, he has the power to do it without her.
Okay.
So comes out that there is a Maimer Bal Korcha. Also, Maimer Bal Korcha. Rebbe actually says Maimer can be done even against her will. The Tanya. One of the brothers does Maimer to the woman that fell to him without her will. Rebbe Yomer Kana. Rebbe says it works. The Chachamim Yomer Loikan. Why? My time in the Rebbe. Gomer me bia diavam. Ma bia diavam Bal Korcha. If the Yavim rapes her against her will, she still becomes his wife. That's the din. So Maimer works the same way, because it has to do with Yibum. Afachanami, the Maimer will be Bal Korcha. Now, Rabbanon Savri, no. Maimer is similar to Kiddushin. Yalfina Kiddushin, Ma Kiddushin de Midaita. You can't force a woman to accept Kiddushin Afachanami de Midaita. What actually is the point of their machlokas? But my kamifliki, Rabbi Savar, Maimer and Bia both are things that go on in the Yibum process. So we learn one from the other. So just like Bia is against her will, the Maimer can be done against her will too. Rabbanan Savar, no. Maimer is like Kiddushin. So therefore, Kiddushin, make Kiddushin of Leila Melech. And it makes logical sense. Like it says, Masha'en kain b'kiddushin. The din in Maimer is not the same as Kiddushin. Why? Because Kiddushin and Maimer have two different mechanisms. So then it comes out, name it Tevet Yufta Reish Lakish, who said that a Naira can accept Maimer, not just the father. Armin Charesh Lakish, Hamani Rabbi Yudi. The Amar Ein Shtei Yadayim Zoches Ka'achas. You can't have two people have this chus. It can be either her or her father. Well, Rabbi Yehuda, it shouldn't say Masha Ein Kain B'Kiddushin. It should say Masha Ein Kain B'Gerishim Aboylei. More says Eina Chanami. But I did a ton of Maimer to Dam L'Kiddushin. Ton of Nami Masha Ein Kain B'Kiddushin. It used the phraseology which was similar to Kiddushin because Maimer is similar to Kiddushin. Rabbi Yehuda Maishla Maimer. So Rabbi Yehuda, why is Maimer different for him? There's a reason. Hoil uskuka v'oimedes. There's already a zika. There's a connection. Once the girl's husband dies, there's an automatic zika connected between her and the brothers. There's already a kesher. So any kind of Kabbalah will be enough to have a chalois in the mind. Oh, hashta da asis lahachi. Now that you came up with that teretz, Rabbi Yochanan Nami lo tikshlecha me'akara. Shiny mamar hoilus kukav oimedes. Rabbi Yochanan also will say the same nafkamina between Maimer and Kiddush. It's not. Aish mekadish is pito k'shi naira. A father can accept Kiddushin for her daughter when she's a naira. Both he can do it, bo uvishlucha, and with a shaliach, which implies bo uvishlucho in, but not her. Bo uvishlucha lo to Yufta Reish Lakish, who said that a naira can accept her own mind. Reish Lakish hanami Rabbi Yudi. It's also the sheet of Rabbi Yudi says that both powers, the father and the daughter, cannot have koyach. So the Gemara says, "Umimatis mukmas like Rabbi Yehuda." How could you set that case according to Rabbi Yehuda? Tani Seifa. Normally, Isha is kachli, but tomorrow is. A man says to a woman, "Be miskadish to me with this date," or he's kachli bezu. Another date. So the din is, the Kiddushin is not a Kiddushin unless at least one of the dates has a Shava Pruta. Vermina Main Tana Hiskachi Hiskachi. Who is the author of this? That it may not necessarily mean each date has to be a Pruta, but we add them all up to a Pruta. Amar Rabbi Shimon, the Amar. Rabbi Shimon said, normally, if a person takes a shvua and lied about it, and so he has to bring a korban. Now, if multiple men had to take a shvua and he lied to all of them, like I take a shvua that I don't have one of your items in my possession. I don't have one of your items. He has to say, Shvua lo lecha, Shvua lo lecha. And not Rabbi Yehuda. So maybe the Chitem Akul Rabbi Yehuda b'prati savar lo Rabbi Shimon. Maybe it is Rabbi Yehuda. But what exactly the lashon you use to make chayev? Maybe he holds that like Reb Shimon. He doesn't. Misavar lavatanya zak klal kolal eno chayv elachas. If he put them all in one group, you only chayv one shvua. Horat, if he said shvua lecha, shvua lecha, shvua lecha, chayv kolachas ve'achas to Reb Meir. Rav Yiramer shvua loy lecha, loy lecha, loy lecha. I didn't have your object, I didn't have your object, even though you didn't say the word shvua to each one. You're still chayv kolachas ve'achas. Rav Eliezer Omer loy lecha, loy lecha, loy lecha, v'loy lecha shvua. Chayva kolachas v'yachas. Reb Shimon Omer, lo olam eino chayva shemer shvua lekolachas v'yachas. Ela kula Reb Shimoni, uv'shlichas savar like Rabbi Yehuda. Regarding the din of shlichus, he holds like Rabbi Yehuda that only the father of the Nara can appoint the shaliach and not her. Rabasi lo ala be midrash. Rabasi didn't come to the yeshiva one day. Ashkel Rav Zeva. He met up with Rav Zeva. Amar le my Amar hayed be midrash. What did they teach in the yeshiva today? Amar le afanalo ayel. I didn't go either. But Rav Avinu da ayel. The Amar Chavrusa Kulak Rav Yochanan. Everyone said that the din was like Rav Yochanan. The Tzavak Reish Lakish ki kruchi v'yatzav v'haisa. Reish Lakish kept on yelling. What do you mean? There's a comparison to Gerish and Yatzav, v'haisa, and Kidushin. But lekadash but nobody listened to Reish Lakish. So we don't paskin like it. Armele Ravavin Bar Samcho, is Ravavin someone to rely on? Armele in. Kimin Yama Letignihu.
Why didn't they listen to Rish Lakish?
They didn't agree with it. They didn't agree
But
with
nobody
it.
tried to disprove him. They just out of hand.
Meaning,
held it not
God
good.
Gerishin, both she can do it and her father. Kiddushin is the same thing. Not like Rabbi Yehuda who said only one person can do it. And they followed Rav Yochanan, not Reish Lakish. It's not Ravavin, the son of Rav Chia, not Ravavin, the son of Kahana, El Ravavin Stam. Why do we need to know that? Because if you're going to ask me a kasha from someone else, you got to know exactly which Ravavin we're talking about. Boy, minei Rav Rav Nachman. Na Ramausha Tasa Shliach Lekabel Gita Miyad Baila. Can a Naira appoint a Shaliach to receive a get from her husband? Do we say Kiyada Via Damya? Is her hand like her father? And since a father can appoint a Shaliach, she could as well. Ma Via Meshavi Shaliach Afinami Mashvi Shaliach. Or is she like the courtyard of the father? Just like it has to actually get into the courtyard without a shaliach. So maybe it has to get into her hands directly without a shaliach. Was Rava in doubt about this? Rava. Cause of get. A person writes a get for his wife. Unasno biad avda yoshen. She has an eved who's sleeping. Umeshmarta, but she's watching the eved. Harei ze get. It's a good get. Now, if the eved was awake, nay or ain't a get. Now, nay or amayno get. It's like a chotzer that should be watched by her, but she's now it's his own personal das. So it's not a good get if he's awake. It's only if he's sleeping and he's watching her. He's
also tied up.
Oh, he's sleeping.
And he's tied up also. That's what it said here.
No, he's just sleeping because if he's just sleeping.
Okay.
Yeah, it says if he's tied up, then it's a good get. Lalach. But if you're going to say that the daughter is considered like the chotzer of the father, so if the get got into her hands, it also wouldn't be a good get. Then the father isn't aware of it. her hand is like the hand of the father. Is it as strong as the father? And just like the father can appoint a shaliach, she can as well. Olo. Omerle ein osa shaliach. A naira cannot make a shaliach. She has to receive it herself. And that's halacha. She's divorced if she receives it in her hand, but not with a shaliach. Unless the father died. Esfei. Ketana shamri skabali giti. A ketana tells a shaliach, receive my get. Ain't no get. Ad shiagir get liyota, because she doesn't have halachic ability to appoint a shaliach. Implying hanara hareza get. We would be medayek. That's a ketana, but if she was a nara, would be a get. No. Yeah, it's a get if there's no father, but if there's a father, it wouldn't work. Hamidiktani seifa im amar aviat seifa kabel get leviti. Father appoints a shaliach to receive a get. If the Baal gives it to the shaliach and the father appointed the shaliach, he can't go back on it. So michlal the reisha also b'yeshla abaskima. If in the seifa there's a father, in the reisha there should be a father. So the Gemara says chasuri mechzer. Yeah, there's some words missing. V'achiktani ketana sha'amri skabeli giti. Eino get. Ad she'yagir get liyoda. Iktanu points a shaliach to receive her get. It's not a get until it gets to her hand. Ha nara hareza get. Yeah, when? But medvar mamum kshein la'av. A nara can appoint a shaliach. There's no father. Aval yesh la'av. The Amar Aviyat Seva Kabbalah Biti Gita wrote Sebal Lasser Lo Yasser, because the father is the only one who can appoint a shaliach in that case. Itma Ktanash Niskacha Shalola Dasavia. Somebody gave the Kiddushin to a Ktana without the father knowing about it. Omer Shmuel Tzricha Get. The guy who gave her Kiddushin has to give her a get. And Tzricha miyun. She has to also do miyun to the person. We know what miyun is. Miyun normally, if there's no father, and the mother or the brothers married her off when she was a ketana, so the kiddushin is not midoraisa, it's only rabona. So if she doesn't want to stay married, she can annul the marriage. She can say, I don't want to be his wife. And she walks away and that's it. That's called miyun. So here, Shmuel is playing it both ways. Maybe it's a get. Maybe it was a good kiddushin, so give her a get. But maybe it's not, so she should do miyun. Omar Karna, Dvorim Bagu. You can't have it both ways. In get, if you're saying it was a good kiddushin, and you need to give a get, which implies that it was a good kiddushin, then lama miyun, then miyun is not appropriate. And in miyun, if you're saying she should do miyun, you're basically saying it's not a kiddushin midoraisa, lama get. So you can't have it both ways. Armalei hamar ukvu beidina bekafri afchua shadru l'kamei derav. They didn't send it in the name of Shmuel. They said it in the name of Karna. Tzricha get umiyun. Amar lo Elohim tzricha get u'tzricha miyun. And Rav actually said she needs both. The chasle lezari de Abba bar Abba the name of Hachi. Chas v'shalom to the person who maybe they told Rav was Shmuel that it would be enough with a get alone. Why? Time am I? Amar v'achabred Ravika tzricha get. Why? Shema nisratzav b'kiddushin. When the father heard about some guy giving the ketana kiddushin, maybe he was happy. Once he's happy, then it's a good kiddushin. So you got to give a get because of that. Tzricha miyun shema lo nisratzav b'kiddushin. Now, maybe you have to give miyun because maybe the father's not happy. The halach is a ketana is an iskatsha without the father knowing about it. It's eno klum. Doesn't need get, doesn't need miyun.
So she's butchered the coin then, right?
It's considered nothing has happened. Tzemach like there's a yesh shomim that if the father was happy about it when he heard, the kiddushin is chal. Now, so why do we need miyun? Because maybe the father was not happy, and there's no chalos to the kiddush. However, if they only gave her a get, people will think that the father was happy. And if somebody else comes along and gives kiddushin to the sister, to this girl's sister,
They should stop.
they'll say, if that guy, the same guy gave kiddushin to the sister, they'll say, well, kiddushin are not toifus in the sister, because people will thought that the father wanted the kiddushin because a get was given. So we have to give miyun so people will know that it was not a kiddushin vadai, and if later on he was makadosh the sister, he'll require a get nisofik to the sister. There, where we're talking about the father's happy about it, it's in a case where he and his father had talked about getting married. Maybe then the father, we'd have a havamina that the father might have wanted it. But Ula Omar Afilu Miyun Einat Tzrich doesn't require miyun, and therefore it certainly doesn't require get. When even though the father and that guy had talked about it, yeah, manda masniya lo masniya. The one who learned Ula's halacha wasn't the same person who learned the din of Shmuel Krav Nachman. Ikidiyamri, other people learn a different mahala. Amr Ula. Tanash niskacha shalola dasavia. Afilu miyun eina tzricha. And even if they talked about it, even they were mishadeh. Masif Rav Kahana. We learned in Masechta Yevamos about 15 women who is usher to a man through erva. So not only is there no yibum and chlitza, but even the tzara, even the co-wife. Kulan, all these prohibited women. Imesu, Omianu, if they died, so they're not there. We're talking about the erva. Omianu, prior to all this happening, they did miyun. On his garsha, they got divorced. Or Shnimtsu Islanders, they were found to be infertile before the husband died. Then you can do yibum to the tzara. So we say mutaros. Now, when we say that miyun was done, kitshamat, who's the kiddushin giver here? Ile Meshakitsha Avia was a father that accepted kiddushin to the brother. So, b'miyun sagila, miyun wouldn't have been enough. Get ma'aya boy. If the father had done the kiddushin, it would require a regular get. Elav shekitcha iyu nafshe. It must be a case where she went ahead and was makadosh herself, and then she did miyun alone. Yet ktani the boy miyun. So this is a problem for Ula, who said that a ktanos get miskadish by somebody doesn't even need miyun. It's like lo klum. Who moisif who mafarkla? He asks the question himself and he answers it. This was a ketana whose father had already married her off, and her husband died or divorced her. So she's called a Yisoma B'chaya'ab. She now has, the father loses the right to be Makadosh to anybody else, even though he's alive. Now, if she accepts Kiddushin on her own, there's no Kiddushin within Torah. She's a Ketana. It's only Rabbana. She could go out with me. Masriv Ravuna. There's a din by an Amo Ivriya. Ein Moichra, a father cannot sell his daughter, who's a Ketana, Lekroivim. Because you cannot, the Kroivim can't marry her, because she's related. Could only sell a girl as an Amo Ivriya to somebody who's potentially could marry her. Mishum Rab Lezer Omri, no, Moichra Lekroivim. Because sometimes the sale, he's not interested in the suing. He's interested only in the sale as a ship. Okay, stop here. Tomorrow,
What time tomorrow?
everybody.
What time tomorrow, Ernie?
5 p.m.
5 p.m. and
Hey,
then
good night,
5:30.
Yontif. Erev
Good
Shabbos.
night.
5:30
Good night,
Shabbos.
everybody.
Yeah, I got it. What time are you gonna shoot tomorrow? What time are you going? Tomorrow. About 6:15. You wanna try to sell it? Okay, with now, later. See, now I thought I wake up early. Huh? I might wake up early because the time is. Check me, it's late, like, you put a big screw in it, charge, till 7:30. If I wake up early, then I would go with you. If I wake up early, then I would go with you. You're leaving here at 6:15? Starts there at 6:20? 6:45 is fine. Okay, so if I'm up, I'll come. Don't wait for me, but. Okay. You see me, don't run me over. You see me, don't leave without me. I'm up alone. You can call me. You want to know, right? Whatever you want, don't call me, call out.